should be close now.
We're not going to find them.
We will. Pooh, Piglet, Eeyore, we were friends for many years.
A whimsical then wicked pencil-doodled introduction sets the grim fairy tale tone in the right way, and we're ready to get ridiculous. Yet it's all downhill from that inventive opening. Now, writer-director Rhys Frake-Waterfield's Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is the next rickety float in a parade of low-budget horror movies getting our hopes up with insane titles that spark initial intrigue but can't deliver. Now, there's no honor standing next to such examples as The Mean One or Apocalypse, which adapted The Grinch and a Goon-style hockey story, respectively, to weak and largely unfunny horror comedies. Now, when it comes to mutilating the beloved children's book character into a slasher, Blood and Honey is a failure across the board, not only in its writing and acting, but also from cinematography to editing, except for a few gnarly character deaths.
We need to go. There's Laura's dead. There's someone else outside.
In Frake-Waterfield's macabre reinvention of A.A. Mills' beloved Winnie the Pooh children's stories, doom and gloom is a theme that starts on the right foot. Now, Christopher Robin still exists, Winnie the Pooh's crew still inhabits the 100-acre wood, but everything goes south when Christopher leaves for college. Now, it's a smart play for Pooh, seeing Christopher's maturation as abandonment and creating a vengeful motive for his Jason Voorhees-style murder spree. It's an origin story that sparks initial intrigue, but that fades quickly as execution flounders. Now, yes, the kills are approvably vicious, and they're just about the only thing that makes this movie remotely watchable. Now, Frake-Waterfield doesn't skimp on practically driven gore when possible, as this Scooby-Doo villain-style version of Winnie the Pooh and Piglet use everything from his silly-looking human hands clenched like paws to a good old-fashioned wood chipper to inflict punishment on 5 girls staying at a vacation home near their treehouse junkyard habitat. Now, the body count mounts, skulls are cracked open like piñatas, and we're treated to a buffet of warped bedtime brutality. Now, everything else, well, it's stickier than honey. Blood and Honey feels amateurish, from editing that haphazardly slaps scenes together without continuity awareness to flat-out ugly cinematography. Now, Pooh's first chase sequence makes even the worst found footage shaky cam experience seem steady in comparison. The blinding floodlights in pitch black darkness are misused, creating weird shadows and transitions between events feel out of sequence, displaying zero spatial awareness. The continuity and composure are not this film's friends. Now, it all comes off looking like Pooh. Now, focusing on Pooh and Piglet, alright? Now, their character design loses its gimmick points rather quickly. Like, the only animal attributes are rubbery, full-faced masks that show no fur, visible human mouths, and minimal expressions. Like, it's a cop-out workaround even by low-budget horror standards, not even attempting to sharpen Pooh's claws or do anything more convincing than unemotive latex molds. Visual effects, to use that term very charitably, simply underwhelm as last-minute trick-or-treat costumes try to pass as terrifying crossbreed killers. The Blood and Honey's biggest problems appear to have cropped up right after the ridiculous concept phase, as early as the scripting process. Now, Rhys Frake-Waterfield writes in unnecessary dramatic subplots like the traumatic memories of lead character Maria, played by Maria Taylor, and glosses over backstory for abilities introduced halfway into Pooh and Piglet's spree. Performances are nowhere near developed or expressive enough to save these dull exposition dumps that mostly lead nowhere, especially those delivered by worrywart Jess, overacted by Natasha Rose Mills. Now, nobody seems comfortable in their positions. Actors undersell reactions, photographers blur the frame, directors mix tones like oil and honey. Duh, that's not a good mixture. Now, the resulting movie is soured well beyond any sweet goodwill Pooh's honey-dripping scowl allows. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey wastes an immediate draw title on an underbaked, low-budget horror blunder that's rougher than sandpaper. Ow! Wow. Now, even horror fans just looking for mindless slaughter will probably be frustrated by Rhys Frake-Waterfield's unimpressive and unamusing adaptation. Now, every choice becomes more baffling than the last, as if attention was only paid to how much gore slathers the screen rather than, for example, making the title character look better than something you might pull off the shelf at a Spirit Halloween shop in early November. It's a crushing disappointment after Blood and Honey's delightfully twisted elevator pitch grabs so much attention that it seems to struggle to succeed at even the most basic movie-making elements. No bother. Try, why bother? Anyways, for more horror, please check out our reviews of Knock at the Cabin and Megan. And for everything else, stick with IGN.